Good afternoon, everybody. Everything's up and running today. We're all working here. It's nice and quiet, actually. We don't have a Lamborghini driving around like a loony. But, yeah, things may change. So, okay, what we're going to do today, I've got a bright red tile. I thought we'd go quite bright today, something a bit different. And it's tile 241, or I think it is anyway. If I'm not, I'm sure you'll put me right. And what do I have with me? My regular pen pencil tortillon. I've got my white chalk pencil, and I've got a white gel pen as well. And maybe I'll use it. I don't know. We're going to see how far we get. But yeah, it may be. I've got some coloured pencils lying around as well. So if I want to put a little bit of colour in, I might add a little bit of that, and depending on time, of course. So, okay, if we're all ready to go, let's turn it over. So, first job, I'm going to actually put I'm going to put a border in a bit later, I think. I'm just going to go for it and see how we get on. So, all right. Oh, it's lovely to see friendly and familiar faces, or names anyway, and not just from the UK. Hello there, Fernando from Michigan. It's lovely to have you. Not sure what time it is over there. Is it early? Or I think, was it 5 hours in some places? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little bit of a handout, actually, because, you know, last night we did the tile swap, and we all had a look at a new tangle. I'm going to use that one in the tile that we're going to do today. So if you hadn't got any ideas, you think, oh, I'm not really sure, then this might give you a little bit of a hand. Okay, 9 a.m. Well, good morning. Okay, I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller so you can just sort of see, there you go, where it is. All right. And first thing we're doing, again, if you want to do this in pencil, please don't think you can't. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to go straight ahead in pen and get on with it. Are you ready then? So I'm thinking about the loop. Let's go a little bit bigger. There you are. I'm going to create a loop. I don't want to be too small. There we go. See a loop. And then I'm going to continue it. Put another one next to it. And another one next to it. I'll turn it as I go. So you notice that when I do stop and start my loops, it's always at that bottom edge. So work your way around. Now, of course, if you wanted to put a little circles, a guide at the top to help you out here, you could have done that. There we go. I'm going to get another one in there. All right, so we've got this sort of odd sort of shape in the middle there, but I'm going to come in and add some bubbles, just sort of one in each of those little rows there. There we go. I think actually I'm going to bring my white pen in there. Just check it's going to work. There you go. And I'm going to add a little white dot in the middle. Now we could have come and done this later, but I'm going to do it now. I want to see what it's going to look like. There we go. Okay, that's our first one, and I'm going to put some little lines in there, so little flicks going around. There we go, just sort of working our way. Oh, see, I spoke too soon. There's that car. Always, I don't know how he is able to drive it. I don't think he ever makes any money, just drives that around all day. Okay, could even, maybe on a few of them, add a little sort of a wave there. Another one there. It looks a little bit like they're folded over a little bit. There we go. Love that. It's quite sweet, isn't it? It's okay. Into the next one then. I'm just gonna come in a bit. It doesn't matter where you do this. You can pick a space. It's fine. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna put a car bubble. There. You see? And then let's do a little aura of that space. Okay. So let's have a look at this. And again, I'm going to do something a little bit different. And if you want to sort of put a bit of a sort of a construction line to sort of go with, well, I'm just going to go with it. There we go. A little loop. See, it comes back to the point at the middle there. And then if I come around and back to the point. So the loops with like a little point on the end. I'm going to create that all the way around. Then another one here, into there. So then let's work on the other side. So we've got one going in there. And I'm going to keep it sort of going around. Now you would see a bit of one there, so I'm going to sort of put that in. There we go. Got one going on in there. And these little gaps in between, I think before we do that, let's put some bubbles in this little row here. There we go. We've got a bit of a guideline there to start us with. Okay. And then let's have a look. I'm gonna fill in these gaps. So I think I'm gonna come in with a thicker pen. Let's just have a look. There we go, I've got an 8. And fill in those gaps. Quite a bit of drama going on there now. Certainly the red and the black together looks quite nice, doesn't it? Okay. So you could do this afterwards if you want. You don't have to do it at the same time. There we go. And again, I might go in and put little dots of white in there. I think you see these little gaps around these as well. While I've got my thicker pen out, I'm going to come in and any of those that need filling in, let's get them filled in. There you go. All right, it's nice, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look at this next one. Then I'm going to put another one, maybe here. So again, I'm going to come in with this sort of bubble shape. I'm going to aura it. I'm going to do 2 auras. There we go. Let's have a look at that one. And then choose one, it doesn't matter which. I think I'm going to go with the inner one. I'm going to put some little lines on there. And same this way. There we go. So I'm going to work with a triangle shape this time. So starting at the point again, and I'm going to go along and sort of around and down. And then same sort of thing. So you've got to gauge this little gap here because you sort of want those touching if you can. And work our way around. And again, up and around. And again, see that's going to go behind there. We're going to see that bit. And then same here. I'm going to go up and around. And of course here you're not going to see the bottom, but you're going to imagine it's going to come up here and around. And you're going to sort of see a little bit in there. Okay. So we've got this lovely little star shape in the middle there as well. So I'm going to bring in a couple of little dots just at the top points there. There we go. You could fill the whole thing with bubbles if you want. But I just want to do something a little bit different today. And then I'm going to fill the rest in with this black ink. There we go. It's just got those little bubbles at the top there. So it's sort of nice to work into. There we go. And again, I might just sort of add a little bit of a wavy line on 1 or 2 of them, or maybe just the one, I think. There you go. So if I bring my white pen back in, and I'm going to fill in those little blobs there. It shows it's nice to keep the white till the end, but you really don't have to. You can mix it and match if you want. And change things up a touch now and again. And there we go. I'm going to put those in. So it's just nice to see how things build differently. There's no right or wrong with it. You can add and take things away whenever you want, really. There you go. Right, so I'm sort of suggesting as well, maybe this little bit here I'm going to fill in because it looks like it's sort of carrying on round. Yeah. And this one I'm going to put just maybe 2 flicks and then put little dots on the end. I want something a little bit different there. Don't try and keep them the same size. Change them about a little bit. And then add those little dots on. So I thought we'd go a little bit more organic today, so I know some of you out there like the more organic ones. We've done a couple of, not quite grid, but a little bit more structured maybe. So it's nice to have a bit of a difference sometimes, isn't it? Okay, let's do something here as well, because we've done this something in the other two. So what if we put like a little sort of leaf shape in, a couple of dots. So curve either side and a couple of dots. So you can change this up, you can put all sorts of things in there. You don't have to leave them plain unless that's what you want to do. There we go. Let's have a look. Okay, don't they stand out with that white pen already? I know. So let's do another. It doesn't matter where. Again, I'm going to perhaps, I'm going to go on this side actually. Let's go here. Now you could do as many or as few of these as you want to. You can keep it going. So if you've got the macro tiles coming, then you can get carried away with this and do some quite large pieces. They are all packed and ready. So I'm just waiting for the courier to collect. Okay, so see I'm doing that sort of leaf shape, a little bit larger around the outside here. And if you can, try and get them to touch. Okay. And then same on this side. Working your way around. Oh, then it's not a problem. It's all here ready and waiting. We'll get that posted out to you a little bit later in the week. There we go. So you see there, I'm not going to see much at all. And of course we've got this sort of little space then. There we go. Oh, Julie, do you know what? I was just thinking that myself. Let's do everything else though before we add in extra flourishes. Okay, so I'm going to fill in those spaces. I've used a thicker pen for this. Again, you're getting that lovely sort of little star design in there. And then of course what we're going to do in terms of lines, let's go really small and put 3 little lines in just at the bottom there. Get them there. So they look almost like little feathers coming out. It's nice, isn't it? I'm going to do the same at the top. Just sort of 3 little lines. You see? And just not too big, just giving it a little bit of something there. Okay, let's have a look at that then. Okay. So, as I say, we could keep adding those, but there's other bits that I want to sort of put in here as well. And of course, we've used loops to start with. You could have done that on all of them. You could have even done this one as a loop. You could have a little curl in the bottom there, but let's put some leaves in. Here we go. I'm going to come out with a curve. And again, yours is going to be a little bit different to mine because it depends where you've put things and how things have worked out. So I've got a really sort of thin line there. Let's fill that in. Okay. And then either side I'm going to come up and bring a little curl in. And then this one here, up. You're not going to see much of that. It's going to go behind. Let's go a little bit bigger. Does look good on the red, doesn't it? I know. So then I'm going to follow this curve back around. And then up. There we go. And then along. And up. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to come this way. That really sort of thin shape there. I'm going to fill it in. And then I want little curls both sides. I'm just going to see a bit of that one. let's go up and along. So I'm going to down, and then up, and then down, and up. I think I'm going to put another one this way. And again, you might think on yours, do you know what, two's enough? But I think I've got the space to do it here, so I'll do this one, then we'll have a look. There we go. Okay, let's see the whole sort of thing. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to sort of add a couple in at other places. I think maybe one here. It's not going to come out all the way. I'm going to pretend sort of just see the top of that curl there, and then around it comes, and along, and around, and up there. Okay, it's all looking three-dimensional already, isn't it? We've not even done any shading yet. Just having those little white droplets has made a huge difference. So let's bring in another one of those on this side, and again, just have a look at yours and see where you think it needs them. There we go. Little curls and round and up to the point, and round and up to the point. Okay. Let's bring this one in. Maybe another one there. You see it's going underneath. Curl there and round and up to the point. Okay. So looking at it, maybe another one here actually. It needs a little bit going this way, I think. There you go. So you're going to get that bit at the top and it's going to go underneath. There we go. So we've got a few going on there. Alright. So I'm going to come in a little bit more now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a different sort of foliage really. Let's bring a line in and up. Okay, I'm going to put a little loop on the end, which we've done before. So what if we actually then go loops all the way down that line? I'm not going any bigger, keeping them similar sizes. And then same on this side. They sort of meet in the middle. They don't have to, but it just so happens that that's how we draw. There you go. Another one. A little loop on the top, and then we'll work first on one side. So I'm just pretending I'm going around there, and then on the other. Okay, it's tempting to put another one there, but sort of don't. Sometimes we sort of want to work in numbers, but you see we don't want to get too. Well, let's bring a few down here. I'm going to go a little bit larger maybe. There we go. And this way I'm going to go. That feels a bit weird, going up bank. I don't know, but sometimes you might find that's a little bit better for you. It's whatever you're comfy with. But, that certainly feels different. You might find that that's more natural. Well, it wasn't so much so for me. Yeah, I'd rather do down bank. It feels right. Funny, isn't it, how we sort of get used to our ways. Okay, let's put another one up in here. And again, looping. Yeah, I'm much happier coming down. There we are. I've not tried it across though. Might be different. And then perhaps a little one sort of peeking out there. It's a great thing with these little flourishes. You can add them in all over the place. And then keep looking and think, well, actually, I need to add another one. Or you can start. This has worked well, really, using the fine liner pens, the different colours as well. You could add your different bits and pieces on there. So, let's see. And same on this one. Maybe another one coming out there, and then here. It's nice, isn't it? Okay, so let's add a couple of other bits in. I've got space here still, so what I'm going to do, Let's have a look. See, I keep turning it around, having a look at it. It feels it wants to come this way, so I'm going to bring in a curl. So maybe sort of around here. Okay, and then I'm going to come back on myself. See, I'm making a thicker sort of end bit there. Oh no, Vicky, that'd be nice, wouldn't it, using elements of this, and especially those, they're really nice to draw. So if you haven't seen the tile swap, it's on. I did it last night at 7. It should have been at 2 o'clock yesterday, but it didn't quite happen. But it's on there. I did it at 7 last night, so have a look. I'm going to fill that in. Gives you all the information you need and everything. And then, whilst I've got space around it, I'm going to put some little leaf shapes, little line in the middle. Another one here, little line. And then on the other side, and a line. Other side, and a line. There we go. It's nice. And let's have a look. I'm going to put another one down here. I think this time I'm going to sort of do one this way. I'm going to go straight over the top of that. That's fine. And then I'm going to bring a smaller one out here. And then let's fill those in. That's the beauty of this, because we're filling it in, we can go over the top. There we go. And let's put some of these little leaf shapes in. Sort of, you know, first one side, then the other. Adding that little line in there as well. It just adds to it. See, this is a bit tight there, I think, so I'm going to just put one there. Okay. Which is lovely, isn't it? Let's see how that looks. Okay. So this sort of looks a little bit alone here, doesn't it? We've got these leaves, but there's just these two sticking out. So let's bring a curl in there as well. I'm going to bring one up over here, I think. And then along and here. And again, because we're colouring this in, it means that I can go over the top of everything. I don't need to worry about that. There you go. Put that one in. And then, oh, Chris, you're all organised. Goodness me, that was quick. Doing your tile swap already. I've not started mine yet, but I've started to think about it. So there we go. I'm going to put another one because I've got space. And again, you need to look at your tile to see if you think you've got enough space to do one, or whether you're going to. I'm going to put one there as well. Whether you're going to sort of leave it. Let's have a look. All right. So I'm going to put some. Oh, shall I put some zingers in, Julie? Oh, Nadia, if you have a look on the mosaic, you should be able to pick your tile out. So you should be able to do a screenshot of it. So at least you've got a copy. But I do suggest anybody does a tile, they should take a photo of it before you send it in. Yeah, look on the end there. Now don't get carried away with these. I know you know what you like. You can end up with hundreds of them. We just want a few. Maybe one sort of here. They fit in all sorts of places. They do look lovely, don't they? You don't have to put that little loop on the end if you don't want to. But it's up to you. You can put a few in together. Or, there we go. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So I think here maybe one there. I think, see, I might put another one of those little loopy type of little bits of foliage in there. This is the lovely thing. You can now have a look at it and think, do I need anything else? Do I want to put anything more in? See, that's just really pretty on its own. I don't want to touch that. And sometimes having a little bit of space, but let's bring another one out. It's a little bit more of a higgledy-piggledy garden, isn't it, this one? They are just lovely to do there. Lovely to draw. There we go. Let's do that one. And that one. Nadia, if you have a look at the photo, if you enlarge it so you've got yours in screen and then if you do a screenshot, I know on mine I have to press 2 buttons, one either side the phone, and it'll actually take a picture of what you see on screen, and then you can save it to your photos. That works really well. Okay, I'm going to just bring in another tile now, a straight edge. I'm going to put border in. It's not going to be too narrow. I want it to sort of be in the midst of it all. I'm seeing her nicking the chocolate biscuits again. Okay. All right, you see, so it's going underneath everything. It's doing this one. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I always miss something. I know I always do. I'll go back and have a look in a minute. Okay, just, make sure when you look at this, you don't really want to go underneath them. Things you don't want to be in there. Oh, there, yeah. There we go. Got 2 in there. 2 in there. Petals in there. Is that okay? All right. So you see here, look, I've left little gaps. Catherine, I did. Yes, I did do a montage. I think it's on this page, but if not, Chris would probably have shared it on the Sanntangle group as well. But I can't remember if he has or not, but I'm sure he would. Or I can always post it again if I need to. Oh, okay, so here we go. What we're going to be doing now then. I want to bring a bit of colour in before I shade, maybe. Just on this top flower here. So let's come up on this. I do kind of like using same colour on colour. So I'm going to bring in a red pencil. And I'm going to bring in, let's have a look. I've got a dark blue one for the shade. Oh. So I'm going to come on in. And now, whether you see this or not, I'm not sure because it is red on red. So I'm going to add in just sort of the bottom of that petal. There we go. See it just a little bit, maybe. There you are, a little bit, see? And then I'm going to do the same at the top as well. I don't want it to be completely stand out, but I want to sort of give it a little bit of something different than what's underneath it. There we go. So I am pressing on a little bit here because I don't really need to worry about blending it as such. And I'm leaving a gap just like I would normally for that middle bit. There we go. See? Okay. So I'm going to bring that blue in, and I'm going to make just sort of a little bit lighter now. I'm going to just add a little bit on the bottom. Not as much pressure as I did with the red, but because the red's there, it's going to sort of start to help blend it a little bit. And then just a little bit around the top there. See there, I'm doing it underneath that bit. Just a little bit on the top. And then sort of under there, because that's where the shadow's going to be. A little bit around the top. There we go. So I'm going to just bring the red back. Just add a little bit over the top of that blue. It's a great way to add a little bit more detail without really colouring in. So by going in with the same colour. Let's have a look at the difference. You see it makes a little bit of a difference there. Okay. So now putting those to one side, I'm going to come in with my regular pencil. Quick sip of tea, and Leslie's made it for me. Oh, it's divine. There we are. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very lightly go over the top of what I've already done with the colours, because I'm being quite light and the colours are already there. It's going to be fine. Same on these, just a little bit on the top there. There we go. See underneath? Just a touch on the top. And then using our tortillon, if I just work that over the top of that pencil a little bit, it's just going to give me a little bit of shade. It's not going to move the same as it would on the paper, because we're actually now working on top of wax. But it's just going to help it a little bit there. There we go. Okay, so then let's come on in with a pencil, and I'm going to add some down this bottom side here. And then, being that this one's on the top, I'm going to go around the petals on this, say this bottom edge, maybe 2/3 of the way around, maybe to about there. I'm not going to touch that side. Okay. And then looking at these petals. Now, again, I'm going to go top and bottom. And I'm not, because I'm on a darker tile, I can get away with pressing on a little bit more. It just makes it easier, I think, when it's on a darker tile. But if you want to, you can do it in a couple of layers. So you could do a light layer and blend it out, and then come back on and do a second coat, so to speak. If you want to, you can then build it up as you go. Or you could actually colour all of it. So instead of using the pencil, you could bring different colours in. There we go. See, so I'm working top and bottom as before. I'm going to do that with all the flowers. You see here, I'm going to go underneath there, a little bit there, because I want it to look like it's folded under. And then see here, you're not going to see what I'm going to actually do a little bit in there. And then this one, let's have a little bit under there. Then all around that bottom edge, and then around the tops, and then leaves. I'm going to go sort of up one side, up the other, like in a little V shape. So see, like a little V, one angle then the other, and work my way around. Same on these little zingers. Let's put a line on, little V shapes. There we go. Now, it doesn't matter what side you put the line on your little zingers. You can mix and match. You could do all the same side. You could do one there and one there if you want. And then all along there. And of course, one here. Look, I'm going to go there. All right. So let's bring our tortillon back in, and I'm going to work starting with this bottom section here. Just really gentle, very little pressure. Add a little bit of that on. You see I've left a gap between this and this, so you still see that red in between there. And then we did do that little bit of shadow, so I'm going to do that in swirls. I want to move it a little bit, but not much. I just want to give it a little bit of detail there. See, just sort of working my way around. There we go. And then looking at the flowers, let's have a look at this one. We did a little bit of a line there, not much. And then I'm going to soften both sides and try and leave a little gap in the middle if you can. There we are. So just sort of little zigzag motions back and forth, and leaving that little bit of a gap in the middle there. Okay, You don't need to move it much because these petals are quite small, so you need to keep it going. Okay, same with the rest of the petals. Work on one side then the other. Okay, and into this one. You see, just always leaving that little gap in the middle there. We want that little highlight. We'll come in with our light in a minute and add a little bit of a extra help with it. But first of all, let's do all this. Vicky, this is one of the Brights. This is the red out the Brights tile pack. It's quite nice, isn't it? It's a real decent red. It's a proper red. I will be doing macro Brights. So if you quite like this colour, you'll be able to get them in the bigger size soon as well. Oh, just a bit there. So again, look, I'm working with the flower. I like to work petal by petal, honestly, but you can do all one side and then all the other if you want to. Absolutely fine. So just continue working it side to the other. Even that bit there. Okay, and then let's have a look at the leaves. Oh, so yeah, I think we're just putting tiles together. Actually, we're just putting orders together downstairs for anything in the shop. Oh, sorry, a little bit on the zinger there. I think we've just made a fresh batch of cream tiles as we didn't have any cream left. Here we are. And just keep it sort of going. See, I'm not trying to completely fill each leaf. I'm just softening it out, working it towards the end. Same with that one. See the little zinger's just getting a little bit as well. I've not put any on the flourishes. I think they're quite small as they are. They don't need any extra graphite. And same with the little leaves around the curls and things. They don't need extra, so kind of just sort of work with it. There we go. All right, so I do want to do a border, a bit of shadow on the border, but let's have a look at it first. There we go. And I'm going to bring in my white chalky pencil and just a little bit in the middles. And remember, we've put a waxy pencil on here, so you've got to have left that little gap, or the chalk won't. See, I've not left much of a gap there. Won't want to go over it. There we go. And then same on the other. See, I'm not putting much on at all, just a little bit. I just want to give a hint of colour in there. And the same sort of with this one here. Just working my way around and a little bit here. It's amazing what this white does, isn't it? It's really different. So we can bring a little bit of a white line on the opposite sides of the little zingers. There we go, there's another one. I'm just going to bring a torch on in. I'm just going to sort of blend that out a little bit. There we go. So I know it's a little bit dirty. You probably would usually use a clean one. Here we go. I've got one. Brand new. Let's soften it out a little bit. You see, I'm not trying to blend it into that grey or anything. I'm just agitating it across the paper and just to sort of, it's almost like I'm pressing it in, but very gently. Not much any at all. I think it needs some in the middle of that flower as well. We'll sort that in a minute. There we go. See, just sort of touching it in the areas it needs it, just to work it in a bit. There you go. And maybe, yeah, just a little bit on So I'm going to bring this in here. Oh, Christy, you're going to be fine with the tile swap. Honestly, if you're out there and you've never done it, just have a look at the video. It gives you some pointers, and have a look back through your tiles, and you can swap out different designs and patterns. Just do one that you like. It'd be absolutely fine. So don't think it's not good enough or you're not sure about it. Just send it in. It'd be fabulous. The whole point of doing it is it's about you spending a little bit of time and giving of yourself to make somebody else smile, really. You know, it might be somebody that's not seen anybody all week, or not managed to speak to somebody, or, you know, not had a bit of correspondence in a while. It's nice to hand something to somebody. Now you can choose whether you want a shade on the inside or the outside of the line. I'm going to come on the outside. Again, it's up to you. You get slightly different weather, but you know, you don't need to worry about it. You can choose. There we go. So again, just adding a little bit. I've not gone too heavy. I can always add another layer if I need to. There we go. And then using my graphite tortillon. It's nice to give it a real good sort of swirl round. There we are. And of course you can, you know, straighten it up. There we go. So the swirling round sort of starts it off and it gets it blending out. You see it's sort of travelled there easily, hasn't it? And then the straightening, it just sort of puts it all into a line. It gets rid of those sort of circular areas. Brenda, yes. Oh, Brenda Hatcher, I recognise that name. I'm sure I've just done a DPD collection order for you. Yes, but yes, absolutely. There will be. I keep saying this, don't I? I'm going to update the new website, so everything that I brought out new-wise will be going on there, so you'll be able to pick it up. And of course, I am on Crafters TV on Friday, but I haven't got any macro tiles on there, but there is something new on there that nobody's seen yet. Well, there's actually 2 products on there that nobody's seen yet. And honestly, I'm going to tell you now, there are not many. There aren't many, so if you like what you see, you need to get in there, because there won't be many left. Okay, Janet, I've not forgotten your grid stencil. I've not. We've literally got ourselves sorted this morning, and I'm on it this afternoon. So bear with me with it. I haven't forgotten, promise. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to add any white highlights around the leaves and things because I wanted it to be around this area here so it's more focused. So I'm just going to finish it now with a signature. There we go. Joanne, yes, definitely there's something new. Rose, it's going to be Yodel. Her hobby maker used Yodel. So we're just waiting for them to come and collect. Apparently they've booked it, so hopefully he or she will be here and it'll all be collected. I'm going to actually give them a ring and just check, I think, in a little while, just to be sure. But other than that, enjoy and have fun with this tile. I do have one actually. Let me just show you a quick version of it. That not on red. Look at that, how lovely that looks. But here we go. If you didn't want to use a red, this is out of one of the earth tile sets. So it's like that lovely sort of pinky set. And there we go. So you've got a similar flower. But what I've done here, I've used the pencil on it first and shaded it. And then I've used coloured pencils and I've added a little bit on the flowers on the inside. So you've got 2 completely different versions there. Same but different, I suppose. So have fun with it. I will definitely still be doing a tile on Friday. It just might be a slightly different time depending on the schedule that they've got over there. But I'll try and make it as close to time as possible. So, all right, in the meantime, have fun with this one. Have a go at your tile swap. And I will speak to you again on Friday. Okay, have fun. Bye.